In the Guzmán family, reality is more astonishing than fiction. Recently, we have witnessed two dramatic twists: the release of Joaquin El Chapo Guzmán's last romantic partner and the extradition of his own son. Is this pure coincidence or something more sinister lurking in the shadows of this family marked by mystery, enmity, and betrayal? Stay until the end to delve into this intriguing drama and discover the assumptions surrounding the most recent events in the Guzmán family. Welcome to Revealing the Mafia Chapter 1. The resurgence of Emma and the United States authorities. The release of Emma Coronel, Joaquin El Chapo Guzmán's last romantic partner, has left the world perplexed. Emma, the mother of two young daughters, was under the scrutiny of the U.S. authorities, who accused her of being involved in a series of serious crimes, including money laundering, participation in El Chapo's escape from a security prison in Mexico, and conspiracy against the United States government. At first, Emma pleaded not guilty, claiming that she was unaware of her husband's criminal activities and that she had been a victim of his influence. However, intelligence reports revealed Emma's more active participation in the organization's affairs over an extended period. She maintained communication with El Chapo's sons through letters, emails, and personal meetings. Ovidio Iván and Alfredo Guzmán relied on her to carry out the operation, which culminated in their father's successful escape. It was also discovered that the property where the escape tunnel used by El Chapo ended was registered in Coronel's name. With this and other additional evidence, Coronel's defense strategy faltered. The lack of support meant that Emma chose to change her approach and reached an agreement with the prosecutor. This agreement meant that Emma would have to testify against her husband, revealing secrets about the Sinaloa organization, properties, suppliers, partners, and routes. In exchange, she would receive benefits in her legal process and special treatment at her trial. This agreement suggested that Emma would have to reveal information about El Chapo's children, including Billy Guzmán Lopez, who was recently extradited. Emma Coronel's release has been conditioned by a series of precautionary measures. For the next 4 years, she will be on parole and will join the Witness Protection Program. This, in theory, should guarantee her safety and protect her from possible reprisals from the organization. However, the enmity between Emma and El Chapo's children cannot be underestimated. It is possible that at some point, the heirs of the criminal empire may want to adjust. You can count on the woman who was once the most protected woman in the organization. Despite her parole, her life is still in danger. Although she would be more protected in the United States than anywhere else. Chapter 2. The future of Ovidio Guzmán. On the other hand, Ovidio Guzmán Lopez, known as El Rado, has been under the scrutiny of U.S. authorities since his capture in January 2023. Ovidio was held in the same high-security prison in Mexico from which his father escaped. However, on Friday, September 15th, Ovidio was extradited to Chicago, where he will face legal proceedings. This city is known for being one of the largest markets for the Sinaloa cartel, and El Chapo was listed as enemy number 1 due to the amount of drugs he trafficked in the region. Ovidio has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. He claims to have no knowledge of the illegal activities in which he is implicated. This statement is reminiscent of the strategy used by Vicente Zambada Niebla, son of El Mayo Zambada, who cooperated with the DEA and provided crucial information about El Chapo to curry favor with the U.S. justice system. Now, there's the possibility that Ovidio Guzmán may begin to provide information about Ismael Zambada Garcia, El Mayo, in an ironic twist of fate. Chapter 3. The Challenge of El Chapo's Sons. The sons of El Chapo, known as Los Chapitos, are considered the true leaders of the Sinaloa cartel by U.S. authorities. Their involvement in trafficking fentanyl, a deadly substance that has caused an increase in overdoses, has placed them in the crosshairs of authorities. Vicente Zambada Niebla, El Vicentillo, was imprisoned and eventually cooperated with authorities, which weakened the cartel. The position of his own father, El Mayo, now Ovidio Guzmán, could follow the same path by providing information about his brothers and further weakening the criminal structure that El Chapo left behind. The fight against drugs is a seemingly endless battle where consumers are on one side of the world and producers are on the other. In the other, although Mexico is the epicenter of countless criminal groups that leave the civilian population in an unfortunate position. Violence, extortion, and loss of life are the sad consequences of this conflict, which persists despite all efforts. As U.S. authorities pursue the kingpins and weaken the organizations, new groups emerge, ready to take their place, keeping the nightmare of the war on drugs Chapter 4 alive. The hidden connections. All recent events surrounding the Guzmán family reveal a complex web of relationships, strategies, and rivalries. It seems that U.S. authorities are using a systematic strategy to weaken the power of the Sinaloa cartel, targeting not only high-level leaders, but also those in the middle ranks who have access to crucial information, such as the release of Emma Coronel and the extradition of Ovidio Guzmán. They have shed light on internal tensions within the organization. The enmity between Emma and El Chapo's sons is evident, and Emma's cooperation with authorities could open a Pandora's box of secrets that will affect the criminal structure. On the other hand, Ovidio's possible collaboration against his own family could ultimately intensify internal divisions. The fight against drugs in Mexico is a never-ending conflict where cartels are dismantled only to give way to new ones. U.S. authorities are determined to continue pursuing the kingpins and weakening their organizations, but the complexity and resilience of drug trafficking in the region make this a challenging task. The future of the Guzmán family and the fate of the Sinaloa cartel remain uncertain. But one thing is certain. Secrets and betrayals will continue to mark the path in this dark and dangerous situation. World, we've finished this brief story. If you want more content, hit the like button, subscribe, and activate the bell. See you in the next video.